circumstances.
All right, testing 1, 2, 3. All right, testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2. Beautiful. All right, Shalom. First and foremost, let's start off this lesson by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rafaha Kadash, the honors of the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone rule well. All right, and I've taught them this word in truth and sincerity. Peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, start with 144,000. All right, that's also teaching this word in truth and sincerity, okay, across the four corners of the earth. And peace and mercy to the rest of the hopeful elect. I'm your fellow servant of Martha, JMS Toronto, coming at you once again with another live lesson. It's going to be another edition of Doomsday Prophecies. As you see the title here, Hantavirus Outbreak, or Hantavirus, however you want to pronounce it. Hantavirus Outbreak. Okay, so I mean, you sure already know what it is, man. You know, this is amateur hour. Okay, like Apostle Hart said on his video, this is amateur hour. Okay, let's get this here. Open up with 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. And again, that word devices, all right, as we always get here. In the Greek,
Strong's G 3540, Naima.
okay, Naim, right? And the key definition here, well, there's a couple: a mental perception, thought, an evil purpose. Okay, so the elect are not ignorant of the evil purpose, okay, of the top wicked elite, which are Edomites. And their purpose is to what? Evidently, microchip every single human being on the planet Earth, okay, and get rid of Israel, ultimately, okay? Let's get Psalms 83 as we get all the time, Psalms 83:1. All right, Psalms 83:1, it says, keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, be not still, okay? And the beginning of the Lord not holding his peace is really the prophesying of the prophets, okay? The prophets are the Most High's mouthpiece. Okay, verse 2, it says, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, okay, the Israelites, okay? And it says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. Again, being the Israelites, starting with the elect, who have the 100% truth. Okay, they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So when you read 2 Corinthians 2:11, this is a part of their evil purpose. All right, at the top we can lead have what's the word there? Have conjure up with one another to do away with the nation of Israel, to do away with any remote idea of the Most High Yahweh and his Son, his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, the heritage, all right? And once again, the elect of the nation of Israel. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Okay, and it goes on, you know, to list the different nations, starting with Esau, Edom, and the Ishmaelites, Moabites, Hagarenes, Gebal, Ammon, and Amalek. Okay, which is the head of the serpent. All right, the top tribe of the nation of Edom. Okay, but getting to going back to the point. You want to veer off too much. Going back to the point of we're not ignorant of this devil's devices. So we'll see. I mean, they say that there's no poison darts for this virus. Okay, so and we've been saying this for months, years, that all this devil needs is another black swan event, the next big black swan event, a global event, right? To basically condition the people for the microchip, which is the mark of the beast. Okay, and can you imagine lockdowns? Look what the lockdowns did to the global economy 5 years ago. Okay, can you imagine what it will do now with the Strait of Hormuz closed, and there's another strait right by the Red Sea that's closed? Okay, this will completely dismantle the global economy, which is exactly what these top wicked elites want, to bring in what? The New World Order, this digital system. All right. So I got this clip here from ABC News. All right, fair use, fair use, fair use. I'm not receiving any monetization for this video whatsoever. I'm only sharing this video for educational purposes only. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Let's go ahead and listen.
So, is there a hantavirus vaccine?
There's not. That's exactly what happened to, I think, Gene Hackman's wife, who died of hantavirus in New Mexico recently.
So, is there a hantavirus vaccine?
There's not a vaccine for hantavirus. It's one that we need a vaccine for, but it isn't one that we have an off-the-shelf vaccine or even one far in clinical development.
So, are we anywhere close? Let's say this continues to spread and it gets worse. I mean, hopefully it will not, but if it does, remember with COVID, how quickly those vaccines were being created. Could we see that happening this time around?
So I don't think it's going to spread in any major manner. I think this is going to be a contained outbreak, but vaccine development has been really revolutionized by the advent of mRNA vaccine technology, by other vaccine platforms. So yes, I think we can do vaccines quickly if necessary. And I don't think that there's an urgent need to do this for the hantavirus, but it would be good to have that vaccine just because hantavirus is something that is worldwide, that kills people every year. It's underappreciated. It's getting headlines now. So it would be a good opportune time to reinvigorate vaccine development for hantavirus.
Yeah, point well made. Okay, one more top search. What are the symptoms of hantavirus?
So the symptoms begin with flu-like symptoms, fevers, chills, muscle aches and pain, and then people kind of get sicker. And that's what's key to this virus, is that it causes the blood vessels.
And these are all the same symptoms with the first one. Okay.
Around and in the lungs to get leaky, and the lungs fill with fluid. So people may become short of breath, they may develop cough, and then they can have organ system failure, including respiratory failure. But it's that flu-like symptoms that it starts with.
All right, Doc, thank you so much for the insight. We're definitely going to call on you again, and we're going to continue to answer your hantavirus questions throughout the day, including on our new show, Searched. You can tune in right here on ABC News.
So let's get this clip here from the brother Arrows of Indignation. And all these doctors and experts are just there, all right, as stooges for the top wicked elite, all right, to make it seem like they're saying, yeah, we're not worried that it's going to spread and this, that, and the third. It's the same thing that they said last time. And these people, all right, are even more drunk on that Babylonian wine than they were back then, even though the truth has exposed these devils even more so as time went on. These people are still drunk. They're more drunk back then than they are now. Or sorry, they're more drunk now than they were back then. Okay? Woefully ignorant. And these people will take it. If there is a poison dart for this one, they will take it, because all people care about, starting with 2/3 of Israel, is continuing in their folly in Esau Edom's kingdom. All right, his illusion of it as society. All they care about is continuing in the folly. Okay, but best believe this one's going to kill a lot of people, man. If it breaks out the way everyone is saying that it can break out. You got Canadians on there now. The two Canadians, or out of the four that were there, are back here in Ontario, so-called quarantined. Okay, so we shall see. We shall see.
So we'll have to prepare for the next one. That, I'd say is will get attention this time.
want nobody to panic, but 7 Americans that was aboard that goddamn ship that has the Hantavirus have returned home. I do mean home to the United States. So according to MedPage today, multiple sources reported that 26 members of that ship got off on April 24th in St. Helena. They all decided to take their ass home. And 7 of them were Americans. And these are the states that they took their ass to, were the ones we know so far. Arizona, California, Georgia, Texas, and Virginia. And baby, a spokesperson for the California Department of Health told MedPage that they were notified by the CDC.
Plus, all right, you have the World Cup.
That California residents was.
You have the World Cup. So a lot of people, especially here in Canada, a lot of people are going to be coming internationally. All right. So this thing can easily spread. And I hope it does. All right. For those of us that are looking for the kingdom, all right, share the same sentiment, man, as the scriptures say that I read. 2 Corinthians 2:11. We are not ignorant of Satan's devices. So hurry up, Esau, and get on with it. Sick and tired of this place.
Aboard that fucking ship, but they don't show no signs of being sick. Now, the CDC also said we're coordinating with local health officials as needed to monitor returning travelers. They said right now, none of the travelers seem to be affected or ill. But the incubation time for the Hantavirus is like 4 to 6 weeks. So, we got time. The Georgia Department of Public Health told MedPage today it is monitoring 2 Georgia residents who returned home after disembarking the fucking ship. Keep your ass in the fucking house! I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. They said the individuals are currently in good health and show no signs of an infection. This black woman is going to have her hands full with the CDC. Thank God you walked in, though.
I just came across something that is insane. You know how everyone doesn't want them to get off the ship, keep them on the ship, don't let them disembark? Well, guess what? You know, the Swiss couple, you know, the husband, they flew back to Switzerland, they disembarked early, and now he went to the hospital, he has it, they're both in quarantine, they're monitoring her for symptoms. I was thinking, why would they let them off? It's very weird. So as I started researching, guess what, guys? 23 people, not just those 2, 23 people got off that cruise at the same time. Many went on to travel to different, continue a trip somewhere else. Many went home. Like, went to Taiwan, went to the UK, went to Australia, went to the Netherlands, and guess what?
Yeah, let's get this real quick. All right. Let's go Ecclesiastes chapter 9. Nine and 9 and 12. Okay, so this is Ecclesiastes 9 and 12. For man also knoweth not his time. Okay, and in particular, the ignorant man, the ignorant Israelite man. All right, the spiritually drunken man does not know his time. Okay, but as the hopeful elect, starting with the prophets, the scriptures tell us to watch, therefore, and look. Okay, measuring the time diligently within itself. Let me get that real quick, and I'll come back to this precept. Is that was 2 Ezra 9? Okay, 2 Ezra, yep, 2 Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Okay, by what? By prophecies. You measure the time by linking world events to prophecies, seeing where we are, seeing where we're at, or how close we are to the return of our Lord Yahushua. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, okay, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. All right, so that's what these tokens, which just means signs, all right, they serve. All right, these events that are playing out on earth serve as tokens and signs, all right, to show that the Most High is getting ready. He's getting ready to visit the earth. He's visiting the earth, rather. That's why all these things are taking place. He's visiting the earth. Okay. So let's go back here. Ecclesiastes 9 and 12. For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time. You see, when it falls suddenly upon them. And this thing is moving fast. I caught wind of this yesterday. and it's already, all right, spreading supposedly, all right, and it's only been what 24 hours. So we'll see, man. It says here in NLT, people can never predict when hard times might come. Like fish in a net or birds in a trap, people are caught by sudden tragedy. You see? Due to their own willful ignorance. It says 23 people disembarked back in April and flew to various parts of the world. Yep. And it's funny, I'm pretty sure this cruise ship, all right, was on its voyage or its cruise for 33 days, supposedly 33 days. So, you know what that number goes into. Okay, 33. Also, the name of the ship too. Let me get that real quick. The name of the ship, I was looking it up. The name of the ship actually means end of the world. Funny enough. But okay, so the voyage, yeah, so it says the voyage started in Ushia on April 1st, 2026. Ushia is famously called the end of the world. You see that? The end of the world. So these devils put their stuff in plain sight, man. The end of the world, sitting at the southern tip of South America. From there, the ship traveled through Antarctica and across South Atlantic, stopping near remote islands like South Georgia, uh, Tristan da Cunha, St. Helena, Cape Verde. Okay. I found it very interesting that the ship, all right, is named, the voyage started in Ushana, which means what? End of the world. Okay. So let's continue here.
Home to America. 23 people already got off of that ship between April 21st and April 24th, and we haven't heard a single word about it.
Okay, we are all over this story for you. Breaking this morning, Dutch authorities say a flight attendant who was in touch with a woman who died from Hantavirus in South Africa has been admitted to a hospital after showing symptoms. There are also new reports that some of the Americans who were on board that ship, plagued by an outbreak for days, have returned back home. Well, now there's growing worry that they may have brought the rare and deadly virus back with them. Nick's here with the latest on this story. Nick, officials in several states are now monitoring this entire situation.
Absolutely, Mark. They're doing what they call contact tracing. They want to make sure that anyone who is on this ship is not taking that virus anywhere with them without being traced.
Yep. And this is again, right? Let's get this, because what this does is what brings in, as he mentioned, contact tracing. This will further advance his digital agenda, all right? This devil's digital agenda with biometrics, tracking and tracing, all right? As it says, oh no, this is not the right precept. Let's get this here in Psalms 94 and 20. Okay, we always bring this up. Psalms 94 and 20, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law. Okay, they gather themselves together against the souls of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. But the Lord Yahweh is my defense, and my power is the rock of my refuge. Okay, it says, and he shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Yea, the Lord Yahweh, our power, shall cut them off. Okay. But the point here is Psalms 94 and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? Okay. And the answer is no. But this is what they do. They frame mischief by law. Okay. And you go into that word mischief. Let's get that real quick. Which is I maul. Okay. I maul. All right. trouble, toil, trouble, labor, trouble, mischief, toil, labor. So the point here is trouble. They stir up trouble. Okay? They frame trouble by their laws. And that's what's coming. It's trouble. It's already here. It's just intensifying.
While the CDC tries to tamp down public fears, at least 3 state health departments are keeping tabs on people who were just on board the MV Hondias. The New York Times reports that California, Georgia, and Arizona state health departments are each monitoring residents who were on that beleaguered ship. Right now, however, the 2 people in Georgia are not showing any symptoms. Those reports come after 3 people were evacuated off the ship on Wednesday, including the ship's doctor. There have been 3 confirmed Hantavirus cases on board, with 5 more suspected. 3 passengers have died. The ship, with nearly 150 people still on board, is expected to dock in Spain's Canary Islands in a few days, where the remaining passengers and crew will be evaluated. In the meantime, Marky, those still on board are being asked to social distance, sanitize their hands, and isolate in their rooms as much as possible.
I still can't imagine being on board the ship for any of this. So, Nick, what's all being done to ensure the virus doesn't spread off that ship to land into other communities now?
Yeah, Marky, they want to tamp down public fears, right? As we mentioned, several state health agencies are monitoring the situation here at home, but doctors say, for the most part, people really don't have anything to worry about.
The only documented cases where it looked like there might be human-to-human spread were very close contacts, husband and wife, parent and child, people who lived in very close proximity to one another.
And on Tuesday, that sentiment was echoed in a statement by the CDC's acting director, who said, quote, the risk to the American public is very low, adding that the virus is only spread by close contact with symptomatic carriers. Meanwhile, the ship's crew and passengers will be examined in Spain before being sent to their home countries. The 14 Spanish passengers on board will then quarantine in a military hospital in Madrid before being allowed to.
Yeah, let's get this real quick. Let's go Revelation 6. This is a pale horse. Okay. Black horse. This is Revelation 6. And I'll just get to the point. 6 and 8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell. Slack. I'll read this again. Revelation 6 and 8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. Okay? Hell meaning a condition, an evil, all right, tumultuous, perplexing condition. Okay? And death just means death. And power was given unto him over the 4th part of the earth, which is over here, primarily in America. This is the 4th part of the earth, or also known as oh yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, the 4th part of the earth. To kill with the sword, okay, and with hunger, that's famine, and with death, and with the beast of the earth. Okay. And that pale horse represents what? Plagues, pestilence. Okay. This virus, okay, it's a form of pestilence. Oh yeah, I was trying to look up that word, see what pale goes into, but it doesn't go into anything significant. It's just collar. Let's see. Yeah, look at the NLT. It says, and I looked up and saw a horse with whose color was pale green. Right? When you look up that word pale, it goes into color, which is the palish green color, I guess, whatever the plant is. It says, I looked up and saw a horse whose color was pale green. Its rider was named Death, and his companion was the grave. These two were given authority over over 1/4 of the earth. And really, this is going to be global, okay? But the target point of destruction is America, aka Babylon the Great. To kill with the sword, right? Weapons, and famine, and disease, and wild animals, man. So perplexities, man. Perplexities upon perplexities. Let's go to Jeremiah 14 and 12. Then said the Lord unto me, pray enough. Look at this. I'm gonna get this in the NLT. So this is Jeremiah 14, and I'll start at 10. It says, so this is what the Lord Yahweh says to his people. You love to wander far from me and do not restrain yourselves. Exactly. Therefore, and you do not restrain yourselves. Therefore, I will no longer accept you as my people. Damn. Now I will remember all your wickedness and will punish you for your sins. And this happened to us as a nation. But now, the elect being brought back through this great awakening via the Holy Spirit by the death, burial, and resurrection of Yahweh Shai, covered by his blood, are returning to the Lord. But 2/3 of Israel, they're going to have to die on this side. All right. Why? Because they love to wander far from the truth and they don't restrain themselves. Okay. Which means they don't care. They don't care about offending the Lord, offending against the Lord. It says, then the Lord Yahweh, Bashem El Shai, then the Lord Yahweh said to me, don't pray. Do not pray for these people anymore. When they fast, I will not pay attention. When they present their burnt offerings and grain offerings to me, which spiritually that represents whatever service and form of worship you bring to the Lord, right? A lot of our people, the majority of our people think they're actually worshiping the Lord the way he wants to be worshiped. All right. And he's not accepting their form of worship. Because first and foremost, they're not worshiping to Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. They're worshiping to God, Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yeshua, Jesus, okay? Whatever name under the sun that's not Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. So just like in the past, right? The Lord said, when they fast, I will pay no attention. When they present their burnt offerings and grain offerings to me, I will not accept them. Instead, I will devour them with war, famine, and disease. Look at that. War, famine, and disease, man. And look at this, it says verse 13. Then I said, oh Lord, sovereign Lord Yahweh, their prophets are telling them all is well. No war or famine will come. The Lord Yahweh will surely send you peace. Then the Lord Yahweh said, these prophets are telling lies in my name. I did not send them or tell them to speak, right? And this is why they changed all these different Israelite camps. They're not teaching the truth. They're changing their doctrine over the years to try to fit the narrative of what's really taking place. Okay, which is the prophecies that the prophets, starting with the apostles at Great Millstone, have been teaching for decades. Now you got these different Israelite camps trying to wiggle their way in to the prophecies and making it look like they've always been saying the truth. Okay? But the Lord sees their nonsense, man. He sees their wickedness. I did not give them any message. They prophesy of visions and revelations they have never seen or heard. Straight up liars. They speak foolishness made up in their own lying hearts. You see? And it says, therefore, this is what the Lord Yahweh says, I will punish these lying prophets for they have spoken in my name, even though I never sent them. They say no war or famine will come, but they themselves will die by war and famine. That's right, and pestilence. Okay. Let me get one more here. Let's get Ezekiel. Let's go Ezekiel. Where are you? Ezekiel chapter 5, verse 12. Damn. Okay. Read this in NLT. I'm gonna start in verse 10. Ezekiel 5 and 10, it says, parents will eat their own children, and children will eat their parents. I will punish you and scatter you to the winds, the few who survive. As surely as I live, says the sovereign Lord Yahweh, I will cut you off completely. I will show you no pity at all, because you have defiled my temple with your vile images and detestable sins. A third of your people will die in the city from disease and famine, and a third of them will be slaughtered by enemies outside the city walls. And I will scatter a third to the winds, chasing them with the sword, man. And these all represent perplexities, man, that the Lord is getting ready to bring upon the rebellious of our people alongside with the rest of the world, man. So let's continue here.
Return to their communities. Other countries have said they will isolate or monitor passengers when they return home.
There's no cure for the hantavirus and it is only treatable. So there is no cure for the hantavirus. Doctors can only treat the symptoms. Is a 40% death rate, and 1 in 3 people that catch the virus will die. There is no vaccine or anything. You don't catch this virus by just touching somebody contact to contact. You can stand right next to them and breathe it in, and you can catch it that way.
Rats and rodents didn't just start pooping and peeing on things yesterday. Where in the fuck did this virus really come from? Rats and rodents, if rats and rodents were passing around the virus, why is New York still here? Literally, they have rats on the subway, all on the seats, all around the poles. Don't you think by now someone would have contracted this and we would have been spreading this shit like no tomorrow? Like, come on, man. We got to start using our cognitive thinking here. Rats and rodents are in all kinds of industry in this country. Do you know how many restaurants in the United States have rats and rodents? Do you know how many schools have rats and rodents? Do you know how many places, warehouses that have food that have rats and rodents? Where do you think this shit really came from? Why is it that every time this man gets in the office, we have some sort of an outbreak, some random ass virus that just pops up with no vaccine that's killing people maliciously? Did you guys not remember the cruise ships that were sitting there during COVID? Come on, man. It's like
Yep, all this awareness and people still can't do nothing against it. Right? They're going to do exactly what these elites tell them to do, because they have no hope. They have no hope in the kingdom of heaven. Let's see this. Let's see what this
There's
says
an
here.
inside look at the cruise ship where the deadly hantavirus is causing global alarm. A passenger aboard the cruise ship filmed the captain discussing the first death. The first death was back on April 12. The same passenger left the ship on April 24th. Here's that video.
This is my son here doing a big phone group. And then one of our passengers suddenly passed away last night. Tried against this. And it was due to natural causes, we believe, and told by the doctor, not infectious. So the ship is safe when it comes to this. And it's should it say, except the non-infectious secret to natural causes.
In response to the viral video, the ship's operator said at the time of that announcement, there was no evidence that a virus was on board. Okay, fast forward to now. And that cruise ship has a deadly virus outbreak. 3 people have died, and today 3 other passengers were evacuated, including the ship's doctor. Look at this chilling photo posted by the head of the WHO. It shows a person on a gurney. That person is suspected of being a hantavirus patient. The 3 passengers evacuated today are now in the Netherlands for treatment. Another patient's in intensive care in South Africa. Health officials said it spreads by.
Yeah, it would be through the dramatic. Sadly, they're in for a rough ride, and I wish them well. 100%. Hantavirus is no laughing matter. It's a very, very serious viral. A speedy and full recovery. And as you pointed out, hantavirus is no laughing matter. It's a very, very serious viral illness, and it carries a mortality rate upwards of 25%. So if someone is symptomatic, sadly, they're in for a rough ride, and I wish them well.
I heard 35%. So they're just tossing numbers out there.
How long is the virus active? I mean, if you have the virus, let's say that I hear that is it aerosol or is it droplets that it spreads by?
Yeah, it would be through the air. It would be through the air. And in fact, when most people acquire this from an exposure to nature, like droppings of a mouse or a rodent, they typically are disturbing it, like they're sweeping or brushing an area off, and you can accidentally aerosolize the viral particles in that and then accidentally inhale it. Of course, if someone's sick and there's a lot of viral replication in the respiratory tract, if you're coughing, you can aerosolize that as well. Interestingly, when you look at other outbreaks of this exact same virus.
Yeah, so you get it, man. You get it. I'm not trying to make this too long. All right, low realm, they shut this thing down, man. That's all I can say. This will be my last preset. Second Ezra 16. Jesus. This is in the GNT. Let's go. This is second Ezra 16 and 18. The GNT reads, troubles will come and many people will groan. Famine will come and many will die. Wars will come and the world powers will tremble. Disasters will come and everyone will be terrified. What will people do when these disasters come? Famine, epidemics, troubles, and sufferings are sent to punish and correct people. But in spite of all this, they will not turn away from their sins. They soon forget their punishment. You see? And this is why things are just going to get worse. They're just going to get worse, man. Let me skip down here. Person will go. Let me go to chapter 15. Second address 15, and let's go to let's see. Second address 15 and 49. Yeah. I'll start at 8:48. It says, because you have imitated the vile prostitute in everything she has done or planned, Yahweh has this to say, and this is talking about Asia, but Asia, it's not just China, but that known area, you right, of so-called Europe as well. So East Asia, Middle Asia, and West Asia. Okay, so all those areas. It says, because you have imitated the vile prostitute in everything she has done or planned, Yahweh has this to say, I will send disasters upon you. I will make you a widow and send poverty, famine, and war and epidemics to destroy your homes and bring ruin and death. The power of the power of which you boast will wither like a flower when the burning heat is set upon you. Yeah, and that's ultimately the missiles. Okay, thermonuclear fire. Just jumping around here. Let me go back to 16 and jump down. Let's go 16, I think 17. No, I already read that, sorry. Well, that's basically it, man. That's basically it. You know, so there's only so much to say. Pestilence, destruction, judgment. Get right with the Lord, man. Get right with the Lord while there's still time, right? We're in a grace period, and things are about to get even way more severe than they already are, globally and individually as well. So yeah, that's it. That's it on that. Lord willing, you hopeful elected were edified. All right. Stay up, stay strong. I'm going to close by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Rachaha Kadash. Double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of the great millstone who rule well and have taught me this word in truth and sincerity. Peace and mercy to the whole full elect. Judgment 144,000 on down. All right. Stay strong. And we almost out this bitch. We're almost out this bitch. Shalom.